Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is 9 minutes with Mike Lindsley. IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. Really great to have you aboard. Again, here is a part of the ML Sports Platter, all brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College. Make sure you go and register for those fall classes. Not too late to get in. Bryant and Stratton College. 2-year degrees, 4-year degrees. They'll craft the degree for you in order to succeed when you leave the doors at Bryant and Stratton College, which there's no doubt that you will. The resume, the place speaks for itself. Great time to be a Bobcat. Education, experience, and athletics, and of course, excellence at Bryant and Stratton College. Great time to be a Bobcat, and make sure you log on to bscbobcats.com for their full athletic schedules. We're also brought to you by the Al and Angus Pub, Wagerski Law Firm, and the official golf course of the ML Sports Platter, which is Timberbanks Golf Club, the only Nicklaus design in New York State. Go play Timberbanks, timberbanks.com. So this year in the NFL, we have something else implemented to enhance the safety, keep players free of more head injuries and all the rest. And I understand why they're doing this. I understand that we know more now than we've ever known in previous years. We have bigger, faster, stronger. Because of that, because of the nature of the game, we have more head injuries. We know more now about what a concussion is, what a second concussion is, what a third concussion can do to you. We have former players committing suicide. We have horrible situations going on across the board, from Dave Duerson to Junior Seau to Chris Gedney. You've got just bad deals going on with former players in the CT. You hear about the stories with Jim McMahon and all the rest. And I agree that we need to curb head injuries and we need to protect players. But here's the only thing that I have a major problem with. They're going to the point with these rule changes and with this whole can't lead with the helmet thing. They're going so far with these rules that basically we're A, not going to remember what football looks like, and B, this is the biggest one. B is the biggest problem. When you lead, when you say that you can't do this, you can't lead with your helmet, and you start to change the fundamentals in how guys tackled before we knew all this was going on in terms of head injuries, what's going to happen? They're going to start trying to tackle different ways, which I think could actually create more injuries. Think about it. If a defensive player doesn't go in towards somebody's waist, whether it's a running back, receiver, quarterback, and he tries to do something different towards the ground, what happens if that player now has a helmet hitting the ground? That creates more of an impact to the head than a simple tackle does. I'm not saying they're all going to be simple tackles, but you get the drift. You get what's going on here. By changing these rules and changing even just the basic principles of how to tackle in the National Football League, you're going to have a lot of guys who are going to, I think, get a lot more injuries that really were not warranted before the rule change took place. Think of it this way, too. Open field takes place, right? You've got one-on-one battles. A guy comes across the field to try and help, tackles him from the side. Let's say it's DB against wide receiver. A safety comes from the middle of the field and over. He comes in right at the waist. What else do you want the guy to do? What else do you want him to do? He came in, helped tackle on defense, and tackled him around the waist. Did he lead with his helmet? Well, of course he did. Folks, have you ever seen a play in football in terms of a tackle being made when a guy isn't leading with his helmet? The first thing you see is the helmet when a guy goes to make a tackle. You're leading with the helmet because that's the first part of anything on your body, whether it's a pad or a helmet or anything else. It's the first part of the football equipment that's on your body. You don't lead with your cleats. You're not making tackles by running up and drop kicking somebody. You're not leading with your chest pads. You're not leading with your shoulder pads. Your helmet is the thing that's up and out first anyways. So this whole notion of the NFL saying don't lead with your helmet, every single tackle is led by the helmet. What they should have done is they should have simply said something like, we're going to enforce head injuries more. You can't go helmet to helmet. You can't cross helmet to helmet. Any helmet to helmet is a penalty. Something else besides this. And here's the thing. When you look at this rule, what's going to happen now, and I just cannot imagine how asinine it's going to be to watch these games on television and in person. We're going to have review. we're going to have more and more replay than we've ever had before, because we're all going to be trying to figure out what the hell a real tackle is compared to the catch. This might even be worse. Think about the amount of complaints that we've had from football fans and management and coaches and players, what a catch is and what a catch isn't. Now we're getting into this situation with what's a tackle clean and what's not, what's leading with a helmet and what's not, when everything is leading with a helmet. The flat out easy part of this is, if it's a direct shot at the head, it's a penalty. That's all there is to it. But if a player's running across the middle and the defender dives at the player to make the tackle and he's already in motion, and then the player offensively, lowers the head and it happens to be helmet on helmet, no, the defensive player was already in motion down. That's fine. But these direct helmet hits, the Jarvis Landry type hits, the games we've seen between the Bengals and the Steelers the last few years with, Mr. Perfect and all the rest, those type of tackles, those type of head-to-head, they have no place in the game. I understand that. But if you're telling me right now that a blitzing linebacker goes in to tackle Drew Brees or Tom Brady or Big Ben or Eli Manning or whoever the hell else is in the pocket at quarterback, they go in and tackle them at the waist, they're leading with their helmet. They're leading all the way in. You're meaning to tell me that if they go and tackle right up to the shoulder, but the helmet hits the shoulder and the shoulder pads, and it's a clean hit, but you see the head go up because that's the motion of the hit, where the shoulders then go up into the neck, into the head and all that, and you're going to call that penalty? Folks, I'm telling you, we're not even going to recognize the sport after a while. And I am all in on protecting players' heads. I'm all in on it. I understand the CT is a huge issue. Chris Gedney was a friend of mine. I've read League of Denial. I've read all the concussion books. I've watched all the specials. I've read all the articles until I'm blue in the face. I'm all in on protecting the head, and I'm all in on preventing CTE, and I'm all in on preventing more and more suicides of future former NFL players. But the reality is, you can't change the game and the rule structure and saying that you can't lead with a helmet when that's how you always have done it. That's like telling soccer players, don't lead with your foot when you kick a ball. I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. It's like telling a baseball player, hey, don't lead with your hands when you try to get bat to ball and make contact. With a hockey player, hey, don't lead with your hockey blade on that stick, okay? Don't do that. Well, how the hell are you going to score a goal? It's the same friggin' thing in the NFL. Guys are not going to know how to tackle, and I think because of it, they're going to try to change some fundamentals, and you could get more injuries than you bargained for this year in the NFL because of it. Thanks for watching 9 Minutes with Mike Lindsley here on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. Make sure you get me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. Mike L Sports 1979 on Snapchat and Instagram. You can get me at pinstripepassion.com as well for my baseball and Yankees commentary. And yes, download the ML Sports Platter via Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play Music. We've had guests on lately that have been terrific. Larry Kane, who covered the Beatles. Bryant and Stratton College is bringing you this video. It's a great time to be a Bobcat. Make sure you go and register for your fall classes. In addition to Bryant and Stratton, we are also brought to you by Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual, New York State, Axe Exotic Pets, Wagurski Law Firm, and last but not least, Welch & Company Jewelers. If you're looking for that perfect gift for that special someone, go with Welch & Company Jewelers. You can shop online and ask an official jeweler expert, a jewelry expert right there at welchjewelers.com. Watch, rings, you name it. They've got it all. Awesome novelties. Welch & Company Jewelers. Visit welchjewelers.com. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.